Hello, David Harry here, and I would like to introduce you to a new series of videos that I'll be doing entitled A Coffee with David. In these videos, it will allow me to just generally shoot the breeze about tech topics in general, and for this first episode of A Coffee with David, I'm going to be asking the question, GoPro, where the f is that display mod? Alright, David Harry here. Yeah, so basically I'm just going to do this video, which I might do more of actually, just talking about things in general to do with all kinds of tech to do with mics and cameras, maybe like go a little bit wider of the mark than that as well. Now for this first one, I'm obviously asking the question, where is the GoPro display mod for the Hero8 Black? Now what it is, I don't know if this is applied to anybody else around the world, but here in the UK, I've noticed the date for these, like the release, or not even actually the release, just to be able to sign up for it, has actually changed 4 times this year. So we're now at a point where we're very close to a year since the Hero8 got released, and we still don't see this, like, you know, this mod anywhere, this display mod. So I'm wondering if around the world, like you guys in the US and whatnot, how many times have you seen this date changed? So I was looking at the GoPro site, as I do. I kind of visit it once every week or so. Now 2 days ago I'd noticed it was saying pre-order again this month, and from what I can remember, that was the 3rd time that I noticed that pre-order. Now it's changed to next month, and today is the 20th of August 2020. So as far as I can see, they've changed it 4 times that I've noticed. So I'm just wondering, you know, has that changed more around the world? So obviously with that date changing so often, you've got to say to yourself, is it really coming out? But on top of that, if it does, which I'm probably sure it will anyway, but at the point that it comes out, will it have missed the boat? I know back when it was announced and stuff, and also when people purchased the Hero8, I know a lot of people were doing it specifically to get hold of one of these display mods as well, to have that all-encompassing vlogging setup. So anyone who's kind of like got into the Hero8 because of that, are you happy with this? Now, happy or not, or just plainly indifferent to all this, it does raise some serious questions, not only about GoPro as a company, but also about their products and their commitments to their customers. There's a whole bunch of things that I could go into and dissect here, which I won't do because I want to try and get these videos a little short if I can pick one topic. But there's probably a couple of things that I can think of which are really serious, and I think the first one's gonna be, with this being like supposedly now coming out next month in September, and it doesn't even say pre-order now on the site, it actually says release in September. So the thing is, if this does get released in September, it's massively missed the boat as far as the Hero8 is concerned. But the other thing that's concerning me, GoPro are not going to do a second set of mods for whatever their next Hero is called. Let's just assume at this point it's going to be called the Hero9. So when the Hero9 or whatever the next GoPro is called is released, it definitely feels like it's going to look exactly the same physically as the Hero8, because if GoPro still haven't released the display mod and all the other mods are kind of hard to come by, I really can't see them all of a sudden getting into a new set of peripheral lines for a new camera. So I think it's going to actually point to the fact that the Hero9 or whatever is going to be fairly much identical physically to the Hero8. So would that be a good or a bad thing if the next Hero is basically the exact same shape and whatnot as the Hero8? Me personally, I don't really have an issue with the Hero8 as far as its physical structure is concerned. The only one thing that I do have a problem with is you can't remove that front glass element, and if that's an indication of what's going to come with the Hero9 or whatever the next one is, I think that that is also going to be going backwards again, which is what GoPro did with the 8. But there is probably a bit more of an issue at hand here, and that issue for me would be the clear lack of innovation if GoPro do indeed just carry on using the same physical structure that they used on the 8. Now don't get me wrong, they could actually put a whole new CPU and like processing system inside the Hero 9 or whatever it's going to be called, and also put a lot more RAM in it and stuff like that. They could make it absolutely fantastic inside. They could also put a new sensor on, they could put new lenses on it. There's a whole load of ways that GoPro could go with this, but in my experience, starting from the 5 up to the 8, there hasn't been like huge steps in innovation as far as the GoPros are concerned. And you know, if you'd have gone from the 5 to the 8, you'd have gone, that's a great upgrade, you know what I mean? But going from the 5 to the 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, it's all been kind of minor upgrades really. All right, so I'm just gonna have a little sit off here on the park bench and wind this thing down. Also, gonna have a little crack at the coffee elements of a coffee with David. Anyways, yeah, so just to sum this up then, are other people concerned as much as I am? Or, you know, are there genuinely people out there who may be thinking, well, you know, it's all okay? Because seriously, I really don't think that this is okay. And just bear in mind here, and this may be contrary to what people may see in my videos, but I am a GoPro fanboy. You know, I've used GoPro since the Hero 3. I've had every camera of theirs since the 3. And I've had a few variations of like the different ranges in the 3 and the 4 and stuff like that. You know, I am by definition a fanboy, and for the best part, when they work, they're awesome. You know, for vlogging, this is, I don't do action stuff. For action stuff, I don't think anything can touch them. But aside from my, you know, my personal preferences or not, or being a fanboy or not, do other people think that this is okay, having to wait this far for a key product, which, like I said before, it may have been one of the influencing factors for somebody to actually buy the Hero 8 in the first place, and then have to wait all this time? And also on the point of fanboys as well, I mean, are there fanboys out there who genuinely, hand on the heart, can say, I don't have a problem with this? Do you know what I mean? I'd like to know that, because I don't even think that the most hardcore of fanboys could actually accept this either. Now, just the last thing with this, and I know I just kind of touched upon it, and I'm trying not to go too far into things here. Don't know whether I should or I shouldn't, but this being the first thing that I'm going to do like this, I don't know how far to get into it. But my one main concern is the impact on the next Hero camera that this late run on the display mod can possibly cause. We are that close to the next camera's release, because usually they come out in and around October. We are flying far too close to that release date or to that month for me to kind of feel that whatever goes on with the display mod isn't going to take away some shine off the next Hero. Or indeed, is it going to be an indicator to say maybe the next Hero isn't going to get released on that date or on that month? Or indeed, is it going to get pushed into next year? Also on their website, they're kind of putting, like, you know, the human malware thing at the moment as a major influence on like the lack of distribution of products. Well, I would just like to remind people that when the very first date come up for pre-order on the actual display mod, we didn't actually go into any full lockdown at that point in time. So I'm hoping that GoPro are not using what's going on in the world right now as an excuse as to why they have not delivered on the display mod, because it should have been out, like I say, way before full lockdown went into place. Also, the saying that the delivery of the light mod and the media mod are affected by what's going on, that I will accept, because obviously that is purely down to shipment of manufactured products and stuff. But I'm not going to accept that for the display mod. GoPro have literally kind of like advertised something that definitely wasn't ready to be fully manufactured or distributed. So all these things I think you've got to kind of like look at, and if the state of play with GoPro is that they can be so late with a major piece of kit for like their flagship product, you know, how far can we trust them to stick to any release dates or any schedules? And are GoPro having issues? I sincerely hope not, because they are the best at what they do, despite the problems and despite, you know, some of the niggles that I've found and come up with. They are definitely the best at what they do. And I think, you know, the GoPro ultimately is the best vlogging camera. I think hands down, it's the best action cam. But as far as vlogging is concerned, I would say for most general purpose vlogging, the Hero 8 is awesome. And if GoPro just kind of nudged themselves into slight little different directions, put things back in the camera that they used to have, modify slight things a little bit, you know, I think GoPro will eventually come up with the perfect vlogging camera. I just hope that, you know, the lateness and whatnot of this, like, you know, this display mod isn't some kind of indicator of trouble at GoPro, because I really wouldn't want to see anything like, you know, like GoPro non-exist anymore, because if our only option is DJI, then yeah, we're all screwed. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to round this off now. So to the 5 people who would generally watch my videos, let me know in the comments if you think it's okay for me to do stuff like this, where I'm generally like not got a product in my hand, but if I do this talking about stuff, and it's not going to be pure speculation when I do stuff like this, I think I'll have to stick to stuff that I either own or know a lot about. But what I want to do is kind of like, you know, do the odd video here and there, like this one. Maybe I call it a coffee with David, I don't know. Maybe I sit there in front of, you know, in front of my camera indoors with a coffee and just shoot the breeze on stuff. Maybe even I go into stuff that people might be asking questions of in like the comment sections of some of the videos and stuff like that. Now, if it's okay to do this, should I keep them short, or am I okay to just rabbit on for hours? Well, not hours, but you know, rabbit on excessively, as long as there is detail in there. Anyways, I'm going to shoot off now because I need to drink my coffee and get back, because I've got a delivery coming today for some bits for the iPad Pro, and also this morning I put my order in for delivery tomorrow of the new Samsung tablet. So yes, big yawn, more of that stuff, but hopefully stuff to do with the cameras and like mic stuff on both of those tablets. Oh yeah, and let me know if anyone's seen them last few videos that I've done with the camera tests on the iPad. And I appreciate it is not a vlogging device, like, you know, naturally or per se, as it were, but I've got to say right now, I'm absolutely blown away with the potential of the picture out of it. It's absolutely friggin' awesome. Anyways, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.